Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. He says I'm cute, or as some of you call me, CJ. So glad to see y'all here tonight. Sorry I am late. Happy New Year's to everybody. Hey, Mace. Hey, Chris. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Peter. Hey, cute kitty. And welcome to everybody over on Twitch. As well, hey, Tammy. Hope everybody is doing well and having a wonderful start into the new year, or at least a better one than I've had. Hey, Roro. Hey, Sid. Hey, Kim. I'm getting there, Tammy. Hey, Granny. Hey, Judith. Okay. Well, as you can see, they still haven't fixed the login. Wonderful, lovely glitch. And this month, everybody has lots going on that's new. Just trying to see if the music was slightly different. And it is. Hey, Jan. Not by much, but it is just slightly different. Okay. Turn that down so everybody can hear. Well, we have lots of new stuff going on this year already. Seeing lots of people like it, lots of people not liking it. I didn't talk a lot about the beta farm pass last month. It was on my baby farm. Now everybody has it to try. So we'll go over kind of that. The Valley started today. Hey, Chaos. And we've got some glitches that still, unfortunately, with vacation timing, haven't been worked on. But I am so glad to see y'all here for the new year. I could not think of a better community to be able to say I'm ringing in the new year with. It is an absolute delight to be able to see y'all. So I still have my winter Christmas up. Probably change it next week. This wasn't my favorite, but I did get it. But Maggie is just so expensive. And so expensive to have. So I try to save it for only the super rare ones in case they don't come back. At least for now. Hey, Sam. So, I don't know which controversial thing we should start. I feel like this year is the year of controversy for Heyday, starting out at least. In the sense that, hey, boo, a lot of people aren't happy with the Valley Deco. A lot of people aren't happy with the farm pass. And a lot of people aren't happy about the game glitches that are still ongoing for us. And I cannot disagree with y'all that there's a lot going on. And it's kind of a rough start, but if we're starting off kind of rough, hopefully that just means we can only get better for the year. So I haven't played I played the Valley a little bit. We'll start there. In my picture, and one of them was the coffee to go decoration. And, hey Daniel, Ricky did his video. He went and asked the team, where their inspiration, what was the theme. And they drew from Mean Girls. That's what he got. And I'm not gonna focus too much on it. To be honest, when I first saw it, which I wish I had downloaded the actual image to pull up. I probably can really quick. Let me see if I can. I'm going to download real quick, you guys, that image. Pull it up. So we can talk about it. Okay, I've got it. Let me pull it over into my pull it up into my thing here so that you guys can see it. Hey Pam, we can kind of talk about the part because I can definitely see where they went with it, where it kind of came from, but I pulled, I can. So we are going to do that. Pull this over. Okay. So this is the car. Hey Tanya. Okay, so you guys, this is the car that it seems to be drawing some bit of controversy here. So I like this one. Hey Carol. It kind of gave me, I could see some of the Mean Girl inspiration here. I could kind of see the I almost pulled in the Yeah, so to me, Pink Ladies from Greece. That was, and even Barbie, like, it's in line with the car we kind of have in game, but not quite. It's got a little bit more flair to it. So I was like, it's a mix of old, new, and the pink to it. I can get where it was going, but there's so many pop culture references. So, I mean, if the team drew from Mean Girls and that's where they went to it, that's the team, and we, you know, I'm not saying that's not right, because that's what Ricky's answer was that he got. But for me, I saw it and I was like, ooh, I definitely get multiple pop culture references from this. I can see the inspiration where it's not just one, but multiple. At least even just on the American side. Daniel, it's because of the themes within Mean Girl. And they me either, Sam. But I can see it though. But I can see it in other lots of things. Even in a Cinderella story, there's a pink Cadillac. So there's a lot of other ones that may not be as big, but it kind of gives me the vibes of like the Pink Ladies, and you could even pull like Barbie from it, and they all have their issues. They all have points that are hot button topics, but I would go with this is just a really fun car, and I love that Ricky does his research, and he did a really good job with that and what he discussed. Whether everybody agrees with it or not, that's the information the team gave him. I even told him, I was like, I see more of like the Pink Ladies and even some Barbie inspiration in here. And I thought about it some more, and I was like, ooh, there's a Cinderella story, the original one. It's got a really similar car, although it's not a convertible. And even if you take the car away from it, if you just go with kind of like the friends together, and maybe we're just focusing too much on the car, you can go with so many more movies or shows with the pop culture reference. So, in the movie, yeah. There's, like, Clueless had a coffee scene with them in the Jeep, and then one of the girls' convertibles. You can pull what you want from it, and you just enjoy it. It's a fun deco. It's deco at the end, and this is not the worst deco we've ever had. So I'm kind of excited for it, and am going to just enjoy it. Oh, I don't know that one, Tammy. I don't watch a ton of them. I've seen Mean Girls. I've seen like the trailer to the Pink Ladies TV show, which reminds me of the car a little bit more. I've seen the trailer to Barbie, but I haven't seen the Barbie movie yet. So, but I've seen Grease, and it still kind of gives me those vibes. So I can see it. Ooh, Mace, you better hope I don't get a ton of stuff for my barn. Voucher. I don't tend to get a bunch. Oh, I got a tree. You guys are good luck. Here's my movie tickets. I'm up to 6 trees from the tickets. Thankfully, if you guys are going for this, it's a sanctuary, so it's so much easier. You can get it done in a couple of days if you're just going for the deco. So you can, I mean, I've only been to 2 places. I haven't made any deliveries. I think on my baby farms, I do the valley like over 4 or 5 days, and I'm done getting the deco if I don't want the valley stored. So it's a sanctuary. It's a great one to do. So everybody should be able to get it if they want it. Well, it just started today, so it's a great. I mean, the shop's not open. It's so many permits lately, and that is the most annoying thing for me. I don't understand why they are pushing the permits so hard. Oh, Sam, I would trade you in a heartbeat. I want the puzzle pieces. Really, really want the puzzle pieces. And I have one. Tons of permits, which I don't. And I have a bunch of the lucky bonuses again. So hopefully it will be able to. We've also had the change this month with everybody got the beta farm. And here's my thing. Oh, Tanya for yeah. That's a lot. It's oh, it seems like that cute kitty. It's like, oh, you need puzzle pieces? Oh, really bad? Here's permits. And I have I have quite a few. I have 296 right now. I try not to collect them if I don't need them. We've got everybody on the beta. I played it some last month. You can get this in the store, so you can use the Supercell store. 2, they lowered the points, which means I'm wondering if they're going to give us. No problem, Chris. I wonder if they're going to give us the double farm pass. Last month they didn't. And I have a feeling it's because there were so many issues and people were on beta, plus they were on the regular farm pass. I have a bunch of farm passes, the regular ones, and I can only give like 2 away, so I may do that. I think that they should have added more into this third section of the free. You can reach it. Even just one or two more pieces. You know, there's not a ton in the free road. The second one, but it is reachable. It's enticing to at least play the third to keep going. I don't really like the temporary because you're going to probably fill that 50 spots up. And then you're going to have to sell off a bunch of stuff. And I didn't see a change on the paper. So people are either using the diamonds to upgrade their barn and silo to be able to keep those spots, which means they're earning money that way, or they're selling or using them up because they can't do anything else. It does have, at the very end, it does have the vouchers and XP. And it is quite a bit of XP. I'm not overly thrilled with the beta, you guys. I have no room for Thames right now, Sam. But I do need a few. I'm not overly thrilled with this, but I'm not, like, super disappointed. What I am disappointed in is content creators weren't told, like, hey, everybody's getting the beta in January. Try not to have, maybe give them the warning that, we'll be able to buy it from the Supercell store, which is great that we can. And that you can get it. You can get the regular Farm Pass or the bundled, although you're not saving any money on the beta Farm Pass. Same price in store as it is on the in-game. The difference is, depending on where you live, you may or may not be paying taxes. So when I buy, it just depends on where you live and how it's charged. I'm hoping that they'll offer the discount for the store versus in. Also, if you buy it in-game, don't click on the first set or the buy all. Oh, okay, the buy all in here. I can claim, which will reduce. Hey, Russell. It will reduce the price. If I claim this, it will reduce the overall price of this. But you can buy each section. Yes, Sam was able to complete all of it. I got to the second leg because I really wasn't. I'm level 20 on the one I had it on. I wasn't particularly worried. My strategy isn't to rush. I'm trying to do it strategically. My theory is you want the second spin. We always want the second spin on. Oh, Russell, it's not a problem. I'm glad you're able to get some sleep. You always want to get to the second spin for the valley. It's not as needed in the sanctuary as it is in the chicken, but that's kind of where we like it. And I hope they give us back the 2 times points. Because if that is the case, like, I have already served 10 in the gift shop, but because it's stated because I have to pay diamonds for this. If they offer 2 times XP, you can complete this really fast. Yeah, for diamonds, but it could help you in the long run because then we could get it. If they're not giving us those 2-time Farm Pass point events, this is a waste. This is utterly just a money grab. And I'm not going to pay for all of it. And I'm still jury out. I did the free one. I'm not. There are perks in here I like and want for my regular. They haven't fixed because there's still quite a few of them on vacation. The hat, and unfortunately, because people have already made it to the hat, we're not going to probably see that fixed. The likelihood is y'all are going to either get Alfred sending you the proper hat, or you're going to have lost a hat, and maybe next month we'll get 2 somehow. Although I don't know what they would mess up. And that's unfair to people who get the Farm Pass this month. It also has the days at least were fixed. So winter isn't over. See, the theme is still winter on our farm. So I know everybody wanted the snow pass for Christmas. There's a lot of other deco, though, that came for Christmas. Not necessarily new deco, but deco. We're still in winter. Where I live, it has snowed once. And it did not last very long. It kind of stuck to the grass and was gone within like a day. So it's still possible we are going to see the snow pass outside of the Farm Pass in the shop coming. Which, if you guys did, this morning they had the wrong price on this, and I wish I had gotten the town booster then. They fixed it really fast, but they haven't fixed other things, which is driving me nuts. It really is. But I still think we're going to see the snow pass. Which castle? There's a few things in here we haven't seen yet. Snow pass being one, but winter's not over. I think, hey Beth, I think that's going to be coming. I still have the thought that until we see the winter theme disappear, don't get discouraged that it's going to be, that we're not going to get it. Not sure which castle we're. Yeah, this big table here. So I have a. We all thought that would come for the end. Oh, the snow castle in the movie. Oh, I have seen it. I got it on my baby farm. So I did get the snow castle. The table I kind of thought was going to come at the end of the event road, because we've had the tables like that makes me wonder if we're going to have a different event road come up then, or if they're really throwing us that that's going to be a decoration thrown in somewhere different. I've had some deco show up on the wheel that I didn't think would be on the deco. We haven't gotten the snow globe lamp either, the presents, the snow globe on top. So there's still some things that we haven't gotten. They've done some different things. We have some different people in charge. Is that a different arch than the... Or I didn't get it. Yeah. So the arch either. Oh, I have not even gotten an offer for the pig in the hot tub. I've had tools and town package. I wish they'd have a delete button down here on the mystery package to get rid of it. That is one thing I do like about this. Like, I can go in here, I can delete it, come back, see what I get in 15 minutes. I can fill this. So if you guys are... Thank you. Ooh, I gotta go hunt up some. You guys can steal some XP. Hunt up some pumpkins in the paper, hopefully. They've been hard to find again. No, that's at least enough to... There we go. Okay. Going to Russell. Okay. He was up to 213 now. He's just moving on up. 2 of them. Russell, you really do have all the luck. All the luck. I need someone... You know, that's because he helps so many. He deserves to have the luck of getting up. He really does. I don't mind. Look, I'm prepping for the help event this weekend. I hope y'all are saving your helps. Our little New Year's area. I know I can see Russell saving his. I know it's for diamonds, but y'all, lately, the diamond global events, and we've had them kind of back to back, have had deco for thresholds. So even though it's a 2-day event, we haven't been told how many global helps. It's usually 120 million. That's a lot. We're not running the tree and bush booster, which I think dually should be run. And I'm guessing that's because there's issues in game. That would have been my preference with the global help event. Run that, but no, Cute Kitty, and I'm not sure that It was high. I think that may be the highest town one we've had, but I'd have to go back and check. They're not going to, and they're going to say that they gave you deco that was worth more than the diamonds. And I think they're testing us to see if that drives us anywhere. And there's still problems with people being able to access some of the events, from my understanding. The train was broke during that, and I don't like that the global events have happened with big issues on a weekend when there isn't anybody working. Because that's really hard when you have to be like, okay, here's an issue. We have a lot of players saying their train is not working. They contact support, they may get a booster for their train, but it doesn't completely fix it. And we don't have anybody to fix it. We're going and be like, okay, let's keep you kind of. So I am glad that they offered the deco as the threshold, but because if we didn't meet the global, you still got something. And it wasn't useless tools, because I'm kind of tired, I'm sorry, of getting it. But okay, so the higher you are, the harder it's going to be to get deco. Add on to that, depending on which pool you are put into, there are multiple pools, depends, that adds to that level of how hard it is. So you may get a rare deco pool, and then add on to the fact that you're a high level, so you already have a huge pool of a ton of things to get. It's just not great. And then, yeah, some people have the issue, like Peter's getting old decos in the movie ads. It's not. There's a lot to go on, and we need them working, but we've had holidays, and they're very big on work-life balance. Having those times, don't have the burnout. I think that's great, but you also need to have then maybe a secondary team that can come in. Maybe have rotating times where, like, okay, then, or don't plan a big event if you know there's even a possibility of something going on. But you can't always account for a random glitch in the system. If it's something that's been working, that's not been a problem. I haven't seen people on a regular basis, and I don't know if it's because people don't play the town as often, which you should. And that's why they didn't. But so, hey, Chloe, some of you I know who that said their train was broken during the event. The winter deco should still be in the movie tickets. Let's go to another one of my farms. Technically hasn't changed. However, I haven't gotten any for a while. I've gone back to the old. Yeah, it's old on all of my farms. So that's been reset with the New Year's too, it looks like. We definitely have issues. Hey, Scatterbrook. I am hoping that they are getting back into office after this week. They're really going to start. Clearly, there is a CM working. I just don't know if the whole team's back yet. There are still other CMs that are on vacation with other teams. Yeah, it does. It looks like Tammy, the movie tickets have been reset. I have not been playing much. Yesterday was like my first day on, and almost a week, probably with everything going on. Yeah, it looks like it's been reset. And that's another thing that it's going to have to get reported and worked on. And hopefully they're realizing that there's just a growing list of issues. And some things I can sit here and tell you were absolutely unaccounted for glitches. Like last month, having both people on a normal farm pass and some on beta meant we were going to get things like the task resetting itself at random because of the beta farm pass and the way that it's coded. I absolutely can say, like, not surprised by that. And I can stand up for that. The reset of the movie tickets, I can't justify how that happened. I can take a guess, but it's not an easy one. That should have nothing to do with the beta farm pass. And that's the big change that we've had, is everybody gets the beta. Doesn't make sense. Also doesn't make sense why we're not getting a discount on the beta pass using it through the store. That should be done. But I can tell you that at least last month, if you had the regular farm pass, claimed it through here, the price did get adjusted when you did it in game. I'm hoping they can really come together and listen to the amount of feedback and the list of things I'm wrong and start getting them out. My hope is we're not waiting until the next update, or they're giving us a early update that's a quality of life update to fix the issues in between. And honestly, hoping that the next update we have isn't a typical update, which people will get mad for, and that is fine. But really, if you got an update, okay, so if you got an update with, let's say, new boosters, no machine, no crop, and maybe an adjustment on timing for animal production or dairy production, would you be upset? I wouldn't be upset. If there are game fixes, quality of life fixes, things that are really going to be impactful, like getting boosters for some of the new tasks that are added to the derby. So we get boosters for some of the machines. I'm not going to be upset. But some people are going to. There are some people who really like the new machine, new crop, new animal they look for. I would love to see new changes to how the puzzle pieces worked instead of maybe a new animal. But I can also see where, like, Russell or Sam or Phoebe or Jen would be happy getting yet another new animal because their puzzle book is full. But at some point, there's not enough space. We already have a problem with the birds and feeding them. Because there's too many birds to one feeding spot in the birdhouse. Scatterbird. I cannot say for 100% certainty that we are getting the snow pass. However, I have seen that Hede has said winter is not over yet, and hopefully they would be surprising us with them soon. And I'm going to say that I'm optimistic. As long as we have the winter theme here, we have the chance to get them. I'm not ruling it out. It's still winter. We have a lull right now that they have to fill, you guys. Lunar New Year and Valentine's Day will be really close to each other because Lunar New Year is until February. I can I can see that, Sam. I could see where you'd be upset if you don't get another animal, and that's fine. But then fix it so, like, when we get a new animal, my puzzle pieces aren't going to the new animal. And they're going, in an order, or because I should not have, 10 pieces already. We have a lot. What is there? So New Year's ended. We did do, like, the typical New Year, but they didn't coincide Lunar New Year / or Chinese New Year. Last year they kind of switched it over to Lunar New Year to be more inclusive. So if they're following the true schedule of Lunar New Year, that's not till February. So even if they do it like the beginning of February and then or at the end of January, I wish it would move ahead of the dates. So if Lunar New Year, I believe it's February 10th, give it to us like at the end of January. We have nothing but winter right now. They have to fill the month of January. So potentially maybe I would think Lunar New Year would be an event task, if I'm being honest. I think we're going to see Deco Pack come out, and we're going to see some of the things we haven't gotten, like the snow pass. And I think that's going to be a real moneymaker. The question is, are they going to be smart and put it at the $4.99, $5 for $4.99, with a small amount of diamonds, or are they going to torture us all and put it at a higher price pack? Or are they going to come up with a brand new pack knowing how in demand it is in the community? I would really like to see the changes be made. I would be okay with, let's say, a new sanctuary animal. That'd be fine, but it's getting full. Let's, Russell, I'm gonna borrow your farm again because I know you have them, and I want you guys to tell me if you really think we can afford, depending on what you have and how you decorate it, to have room. They need to bring like the winter down some more, expand it over some more. I wish it would go. They would make some changes. Even if they removed this clump at the very back, just right here, this clump right here that I'm zooming in on. If they remove that clump, that would make a huge amount of space in the tundra area for us. It, Shane's slightly off in the sanctuary. Some of these trees. It's okay. Yeah, we need more space. Completely. I would love to see this kind of be expanded a little bit. I'd love to see a town focused only update. That'd be great. But more quality of life. Even if they gave us 2 smaller updates, like give us a quality of life update where we get the fixes we need. If you're going to make this new beta farm pass a permanent, which I'm not sold on, give us our 10%, like, fix it in the Supercell store. Fix the, where am I going back to? We have a lot. We have this lull right now. So you guys, I think as much as everybody wanted the snow pass for Christmas, we're going to be getting them this month in January for winter because there's nothing else. And I think we're going to see a huge busy month of February. But I would love the dates to be moved up. Like February 10th for Lunar New Year is close to Valentine's Day. So, and everybody likes to decorate ahead of time. So let's, maybe move 2 weeks up. What am I looking at, Russell? What's going back? Oh, hello. Here we go. Oh, you woke up all your animals. Okay. That makes more sense. Nothing. My internet dipped. Oh, that's. They have to bring in revenue. That is not. That is not. This is so cute, Russell. I love when they're up and moving. But when they're up and moving, you can really tell that there's not enough space. You have to have money to pay for the people to develop the game and make it better. And it's a very circular problem. You have to find the right balance. They have to have the right team with the right balance. They're also, it appears, bringing the game to more current software, which opens more things, but it's also probably a cost. And I really do wish that they were a little more transparent about what they're doing. Them come out and say, not a few weeks after there was issues, that they said, hey, we know there's issues and we're working on it, in the post that they made on social media, but be ahead of it. You know, other games get way more. This is Sam, y'all. He's so cute. Some of their other games get way more information ahead of time than even we do. And I just wish they would make that same transition over for us so that we get to know, like, hey, we're going to be working on this, or we understand that the price increase is coming for this. Clash players got a heads up when they changed the Clash pass. And we had a very different change, not just a price change. But for me, I bought extra farm passes because I had the money. And I was like, okay, I won't have to worry about it. I'll have some I can donate. And I'm going to bet a lot of you don't want a regular farm pass now. You're going to want the beta if I am donating. So there are some things that you can find out there and read. Supercell makes a ton, but they make, and Heyday is not the, I wouldn't even say, maybe out of the core 3 games, okay, Heyday may be on the lower end because it's not a pay to play, but they make money. If you look in the other games that they're invested with, and this is public information if you look, that they have some money to do things with. And I think they're trying to use some money, but they're also trying to figure out where some things go. Oh yes, Sam. So I don't play them, but having worked in that area, with some other ones, you to be very competitive, the top of the top in making, like, especially for Brawl Stars, there's a lot you can do if you pay for things. Even Clash has more. Hey, Cindy, that are pay to, they are pay to play. Not that you can't play them for free. It's just you're going to get a better chance. You're going to get like a better brawler if you pay for things than if you play for free. I don't necessarily like that concept as much. And I find that there's a balance. I think if you reward players enough that even like the diamond testers, that is a money grab. And somebody like, poor Sam, I'm picking on him tonight. Someone like Sam who's free to play, pay $1 so you don't have to watch those ads and the movie tickets. You're gonna probably spend that $1. There's also a slight problem that some players are seeing that's going to be a little harder to address. I think is there was one thing I liked about Everdale that I wish we had on Heyday, which was the camera. Because you could have gotten like the whole farm. Or you could have changed the angle so you're looking more directly at the house versus the angle that we currently have. You could change that. However, I don't know what you were trying to post, Cindy, but why is... Oh... Cindy, it thinks that you're trying to post a link. I'm so sorry, by putting the period instead of the underscore. Streamlabs, you're being weird. It's Streamlabs. Being dumb. Oh. You have to be able to so that is okay, so Scatterbook, that is from 2016. When they did everybody thinks it's new because it's kind of come out as news, but it's actually super old. That's... Oh no, take care, Granny. Yeah, I will be probably ending soon myself. Not too much longer. My foot needs to get back up and propped up soon. So take care. No, Scatterbrook, they did make a lot. When they merged, the newest thing that they actually did is they did acquire another gaming company. Um, it's so there's other things that have happened, and they have made other partnerships, but I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about some of that stuff, and I'm not the expert in knowing all of it. I have read quite a few articles and have access to some of what's been talked about within the industry. Being able to attend virtually, like the gamers conference that's held, Game Developers Conference. It's held out in San Francisco yearly. So I'm able to tap in. I was really surprised after the presentation on Everdale that was done there, before it was the same year they sold it off, that they ended up then selling the game off, because the presentation really looked like it was going to be something that could last, and it had a unique niche, kind of somewhere in between some of the other games, not fully free to play, not fully pay to play, not and definitely some uniqueness to it. But games like Heyday are still in popular demand, so there should still be a way to make plenty of money here. I've gone back and looked at the old mobile game company that I worked with, and looked at their game. They haven't updated anything in 4 years. Lots of things are broken. So people still ask me at times for help with it, and people still play it. And there is actually something that it does that I kind of wish Heyday would bring in, but I don't know how fitting it would be for it. This is my jam. This is kind of my jam of a game. It really is. This is relaxing for me, but it's also got some competition. I absolutely love the game. No questioning that. But I do think there's still rooms. Yes, Cindy, that was one of the things. Or you had to pay to automate part of it, have the helpers do some of it. But you still had to check in so much more. It wasn't as leisurely as Heyday is. And because you couldn't just opt out of doing certain aspects on there. And I am still waiting to see if where they sold it off to actually does something with it. There hasn't been any updates. But I do miss the camera. That's the only thing I wish Heyday would have. And I don't think it's something that they can program into the game. So, because this is a 2-dimensional graphic, it's not made for the same things. And they also want to balance it in not forcing too many players to have to get new devices. So if you look at it, Heyday is one of the few games where, and I want to say this type of game, because I haven't looked at the specs for Clash or Brawl Stars or some of those. But in reality, a lot of games keep a little more relevant. So you can see the edging. Everything is very close to the edge on my iPad Pro. And when I go to like my iPhone, if I were to, we're gonna cut out real quick on here. Okay. See if I can send myself this picture real quick. Hold on. Show you. Let's see. What would be the easiest way to get this to me? This way. This way. So, some of you may see some of it. If you have, they have to keep like the sizing to old devices. So if you are on at like an 8, even though Apple doesn't support an iPhone 8 or some of the Android devices, I'm trying to think which ones. You have the screen limitations and sizes, and you have to be compatible for all of them. So, and if you don't want to force everybody to have to get something new, and I really appreciate that they do that, but it can really throw you off. Okay, well, it's not going to download to let me show you it's going to show you the dimensions. Night Maze from my phone. If we did it on, there's a big gap on my phone. The picture extends about 1/4 of an inch. Maybe that's too much. 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch beyond the edging of what the iPad Pro does. Oh, I'm sorry, Scatter. I wish you could get sleep. I'm sure you need it. So depending on what phone you're using, the dimensions and if you look, the iOS, it's 11 or above for Heyday, and it's Android, I want to say 4, but it may be 5. Those are quite a few back. We're on iOS 17. If you have a current updatable device for Apple, and it is Android is a few behind that. 14? depends on which, I think, iOS you are, or which OS you're using. Anybody who has an Android want to tell me? Yes, Russell, you're an Apple. Peter is probably already gone. He has Android. Who has Android and wants to tell me the current? Because depending on your device, depends on. I think it's 14. Okay, so 13. So 14 just got released. If I. In October, I believe. Scatter, I hope you get some sleep. No, 13's pretty current. I think 14 was just released on the new. I think that's like on the new Pixel. And the newer devices. I try to watch to know which, but I really don't like Android devices. You guys, really don't. And it's not an offense. I love the people who play them. Y'all are just fine. I just don't like. It's not intuitive to me. Yeah, so I just turned in my iPhone 6S, Cindy, and upgraded. And it was still working. However, the battery died really fast. I play on my iPad quite a bit, and I do have a hand-me-down that I handed down to my oldest for Christmas. I have a newer one than the 6. But I still had a 6 that was working. Oh, I really wish that would change 14 hours. I don't mind. I like the new one. I really do like. I got a 15. I really do like it so far. And I don't have to worry about a second cord versus my Pro, my iPad. So that is nice. But they are still trying, depending on what iOS you can get on your 7, you could play it on your 7. Yeah, they've changed their battery in their a few phones ago because of that. But we have to have that balance. Like they are trying to balance to keep people from. So Heyday as a company has to keep players that still don't want to trade in their old devices to be able to play, or they can lose money. But yet they have to keep up with technology too. So even though there's some things that they probably could do and upgrade, they can't because of software, and it won't be supported on the older iOSs and Android OSs. The new style of updates that they use, that's a problem on some of the iOS updates if you're stuck. The Apple Air that's maxes out at like 12.9 on an iOS. It doesn't take the update. It won't. It doesn't. It's not compatible with the update type of file that they're using. So there's some work that has to be done, and like the way Amazon is running their OS has caused problems with the game, and that has to be worked on. And so some people who have like a new Fire tablet don't have access to the game. And those are choices that the company has to make. And there's it'll get there. Like, they'll find a way, but at some point we'll see Heyday have to move up. And they usually do with at least one update a year. Usually the spring update, you see them move up one iOS. So I have a feeling like in the spring we're going to see that 12 is the next iOS that it'll be supported on. It may have to be 13. We'll see. Android will probably move up to like 6 or 7. It's just technology is changing so fast. Chaos, I don't miss the home button. I absolutely do not miss it. 100%. I love the no home button. If you don't have a 15, there's no mute button. So that is the weirdest adjustment I have to make. There's no toggle on the side of my phone to silence it. It's actually a button I have to press on the screen. It's very... I keep wanting to press the side button and it's just not there to silence it. But it has a different button that does other things there instead. And it's pretty cool. So technology changes really fast. And the fact that we're talking about a game that's 11 years old, it'll turn 12 this year, and we're still this into it is absolutely amazing. And it's not heard of for a ton of mobile games. You don't have. So many companies have ditched games like this or have completely rebuilt their games and come out with something newer rather than try to keep the game going for everybody. So I have to give Supercell and the Heyday team so much props for trying to do what they've done. We may not like the new operating system that they came out with that we interact with now. Most of us has adjusted to it, and we're okay. It took us a while, but we got here. I think that there's still tweaking that needs to be done to this. I'm not fully on board with the booster storage, but it's better than what it was. The edit mode has to change, but this is great. We can search if we know the right tag or name. Not always the case. Easter isn't always all the Easter things. But they're trying. And that is a lot more that I can say for some companies. So I ask we give a little grace with them in some of their fixing, but in other things, they should not be taking so long to fix. Like, the tickets, there's no reason for that to have done. With the Farm Pass bakery, this is just so weird. And not enough information was given to us last month. And then they made adjustments, but we didn't know about it ahead of time. It wasn't until you opened it and scrolled that you could see that we were like, oh, the new end is $11.50. That's $200 less. But nobody, Presley, you could probably kiss your hat goodbye. That is not coming. If they had fixed that hat within the first 24 hours, before people could have hit that, but I'm going to say 24 hours to be generous, okay? They could have changed it. They should have changed it. It's not getting changed, you guys. I will be highly surprised because you're going to have so many players who have already reached it. It'll create a mess of people having to get Alfred to send. I think they're a little gun shy with that. Oh, I should want to reword that. I think they're a little shy to send out something like that unless it's going to all players equally. So maybe everybody will get a hat this month as a oops, sorry, and they'll get the proper hat. Because we don't need to do exactly, Russell. We don't need the 600. And that's what happened last time because there was too many. There was that mistake. So I think they're a little shy on using Alfred and trying to figure out, okay, these players get this or this, and it's a lot of work in the system. It's not like you can easily say how many players at this point in time have hit this, so they have to be sent this to fix this. It takes a little bit of work to do that, and it probably is easier. My hope is everybody will get the proper hat sent to them, and even the free-to-play players will get it. And then they'll have it fixed for next month. They were able to fix the time left on the Farm Pass correctly, though. Ooh, Cindy, I would take 600 of some of the trees. If I had to do 600 of the deco, there are some of the paths or trees and bushes that I would take 600 of. If we go under the nature. So if we're talking maybe like, I don't need 600 wisteria, but I'll take them. Or 600 of some of these vouchers trees, the vibrant or the red, or even the winter trees. I'll take 600 of those solely because, especially if they're a voucher one, because they're a voucher. Maybe even some of the fences, the canals. I would take 600 of the canals. That's a deco I would take 600 of. Give me 600 canals. I think we could all agree to that. I don't need 600 tents. Chris is like 600 tents. Chris, you'd go with the 600 canals just like me. I think out of all the deco we have, if we had to have 600 of them, the canals is the one everybody could agree on. Or the snow pass when they come out. If they're as good as what it looks like on Greg's farm, the snow pass would be up there. Or 600 water ditches. I would go with that. Those are the only ones I can think of that I would take 600 of and be like, oh, not a problem. But 600 of like the Rose Arch, I don't need 600 of those. I don't even need 600 of the Rose Fence and Ride. Ooh, train tracks. Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm not a big train tracks one, but I could see that being popular. See, Chris already has 600 canals. Think of all the money you would have saved if you had gotten them by mistake. But we don't need a definite repeat of the windmills. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. I'm hopeful. It's a new year, new team members on the Heyday team. We've already seen a few new things. You know, we've gotten some extra free deco at Christmas via QR codes. And I am trying to hang on to some hope here. I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks we see those snow pass coming. Stock up your money for those. I think they're going to come while we still have the winter design and before we hit potentially a lot of events going into February. That's my prediction. It's what I would do. But let's hope that 2024 brings us some more amazing updates to the game than what we've had. New boosters to go with the new tasks, the pass we're going to get, the events we're going to get, the free. I love the new events. Here, what I would have loved to see is a bridge similar to how we earned the Holly. Just give me an entire event row full of Holly or in those big amounts that I can spend in the catalog. I liked that. I like having the catalog because I could pick and choose what I wanted. And so I really loved the way they handled that part. If we have to do that again at like Easter with the egg machine, I would be perfectly happy with that. Give me where I can choose the deco I want or how I want to spend that I've earned, but then also don't take away the ability to do boats. I love some of the things they're doing, the way they're thinking. Let's see where we go in 2024. And I am so glad you guys came tonight to kick off 2024 stream with me. I know it's a few days into the year already, but I love kicking it off with all of you. I love that we're seeing some new things. Gives me hope for the year. Let's hope we fix the bugs that we have. And let's have an amazing year together and just grow this community and really show everybody what the Heyday community can do. And that it's still a game worth investing in. Thank you so much for hanging with me tonight, and I will see you all later. Happy farming, and bye, y'all.